I need makeup people. I need makeup people because I'm a little too shiny in spots. Look, if I tilt and angle, kind of like that, it's almost like nothing has changed at all. When in fact, everything has changed completely. Yeah, I should probably have moved the step stool before I got started here. Yeah, you should have seen. You should have seen the closet doors. And you did. If you watched the DTO video, you would have seen them. They are probably 25 years old, so they're as old as I am. And they were just these big hunks of metal with mirrors on the front and just nasty and old. And I guess it's a little weird to call something that's as old as I am nasty and old, but in case of those mirrors, yeah, I'll make the exception. I'm almost done, but I got some more, wasabi peas. And if you've never heard of them, they're like dried peas in wasabi. And they're awesome. I have to thank Sam's sister for introducing me to them, because they're a great treat. Have you ever had them before? Publix has them. I just found them at Walmart. They're great. If you haven't tried them before and you enjoy a little kind of a little treat that has a little bit of a kick to it, that's worth checking out. Go do that. That's for Tim and Obsquatch, because I know you guys like to venture out and try new foods. So what the hell am I doing here? Well, first of all, where is here? Here is a condo in Orlando, although technically speaking, I am in the city of Winter Park, which is adjacent to Orlando. But for all practical purposes, I think something like that. Yeah, I'm in Orlando. This is exciting because, as you have determined or inferred from the DTO revealed video, Chris is also in Orlando. So I'm excited about the one-on-one collaboration that we're going to be able to pursue now that we're in close proximity with each other. There are a lot of other reasons and other there's more depth and meaning to this condo, to this home, as it were, whatever it were. I don't know. What's a good angle here? Should I go for the traditional angle so we get the posters in there? You don't feel like you're too things are too different. My collar is totally fucked up because it's a cheap, shitty shirt. That's how I roll. Jeez. You know, I've wanted to do this vlog for a little while, and there's just kind of so much that I want to be doing with it that I kind of intimidated myself out of sitting down and vlogging. And I'm expecting Chris to come over later this evening. It's about 4 o'clock right now on Tuesday. And I figured I would get this out of the way before get down to the more serious business later on tonight. And, you know, some of the things that have been motivating me here to get in front of the camera and talk to you guys. And when I say you guys, you know, the broad YouTube audience, yeah, sure. You know, if you guys can, if you guys are watching and appreciate, then sure, you know, yeah, enjoy it for what it is. But I think I'm really talking to, you know, Krumbination, the people of Krumbination. I'm talking to Tripp, the Baptist minister that I am poke buddies with all of a sudden. This is breaking news. I am poke buddies with a Baptist minister. So yeah, it's not awkward. It's only awkward if you make it awkward. I'm not making it awkward. I'm talking to Berto, who posted a vlog a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen it, do check it out. I think I'll post this as a video response to that, to his vlog, because that was kind of really what inspired me to, one of the main reasons, not the main reason. I'll get to that, but a main reason. And I have to say to Berto, you know, because he talked at length about, you know, wanting to be more involved, and I feel ya. I feel ya. But, you know, and the thing, Berto, you need to know, and this goes to anybody, you know, I don't like Skype very much, although I think part of me wants to try to be better at Skype, and I'm not always that great with Facebook, but, you know, I'm an emailer, and I always have my email with me, and I you know, if I get something, I will usually, generally, 99% of the time, respond to it right away. So, if you want to interact with me outside of YouTube or anything else, you know, email is usually the best place to do it, and krumbine@me.com. That's very easy to remember. Although, I share your sentiments, Berto. I want to be more involved with everyone. That's part of my goal for right now, and it's not a New Year's resolution, but I'll get to that in a minute. I want to be more involved, and that involves, you know, that means being more involved on YouTube and Facebook and Crumbination, the Ning sites, and everything else. But yeah, I feel ya. Berto, what I have to ask you, or point out to you, and I apologize because it's taken this fucking long to do it. Did you watch our last vlog-a-log? Now, I understand, Berto, and for everyone else, Berto is, I mean, he's a great guy. He's very creative. He's been in webcams. I love what he does in webcams. Yesterday, he was, mistaken for another one of my friends who is not in webcams, but they do bear a very striking resemblance, and Rob knows what I'm talking about, because they all look the same, right? When you're far enough away, everybody looks the same, and you can't get more far away than over the internet. Alright, forgot where I was going, but then I remember. Berto, you need to watch the last vlog-a-log, because I pitched a concept to both you and Billo, and you, although you weren't there. Deep in my heart of hearts, I have a fear that show pitches like that, web therapy, will never happen unless I'm right there at the front and doing it myself. But that doesn't change the fact that I want to put it in front of you, as I have, and now I'm pointing your attention towards it, to see if it's something you're interested in doing. I'm not going to edit this. I don't want to edit. You guys know me, but as much as I do edit, you should know that there are times when I just don't like editing. I think there's no thinking. I know. This is the meat. This is the meat. If you're waiting for the meat, this is it. It's not beef, because then we get into some trademark copyright issues. But if you go around going, "Where's the meat?" I'd say in my pants, but no. This is the meat of the video. And this is why I wanted to do this. The main reason I wanted to do this. I've been thinking about it for a while. And like the Vlogalog, the Horborong show is what the Vlogalog is going to become very shortly. And we're getting back on track. Just so everyone, we've been very quiet for a couple of weeks, but we're very close to getting back on track. If you're missing the videos and stuff, go rewatch our last 3 videos because they've been awesome. So, minus the DTO video, the episode 12 of the Vlogalog, last Vlogalog, Webcams 30, and Tube Talking episode 2. Those are like 3 videos that knock it so far out of the park. They're intimidating videos because then I have to follow them up. So, yeah. Watch them. Share them. Leave a comment. Leave 2 comments. Thumb it up. Back to the meat. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I wrote a description for my YouTube channel, which is no longer there. But it might be somewhere else. Maybe on my website somewhere. And it included a line that said, "I've come to change the world, and pending that, I'm going to change myself." And it's, I mean, I think for most people will recognize the sentiment. Although it's a little bit more egotistical than the traditional sentiment, you know, if you want to change the world, change yourself. And it's kind of basically the same thing, just my version is more egotistical, because yes, my goal was to change the world. It wasn't really, and I want to do that first. I didn't want to change myself, I want to change the world first. If I fail at changing the world, there is an unhappiness in that somehow, and there was a sense that I wasn't accomplishing the things that I wanted to accomplish, so there was a sense that I did not fit. So, failing to change the world, my goal was to change myself. Find a way to be happier with smaller goals. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the mentality. At any rate, this is not New Year's resolutions. This is not. And I'll tell you why. Is because this started just about the beginning of December. And essentially, you know, the creative professional life, which might as well be my professional life, God willing, in a matter of months, it will be my professional life. We can talk about that later. Confidence and believing in what you're doing. We can talk about that in a later video, maybe. But at about the beginning of December, just after the beginning of December, I just got imminently fed up with who I was. Yeah. And I think I'm a very introverted person. I'm very introspective. I overthink things. I overanalyze things, and and it's not just the things around me, but everything I do myself. And I realized that I don't know if I mentioned this before in the vlog, but you know, I'm a little obsessive. Not really OCD, but definitely, you know, a little obsessive. And there was this one instant that it really kind of kicked in, and or it was really, it really became obvious how bad it was getting when someone had come over to the house and they weren't thinking about where they parked their car, so they blocked, and I had gone out. So when I came back, I could not put my car away. Never mind the fact that I didn't like the person in the first place that had stopped by, but that they had not extended the courtesy to park in a way that, I mean, they saw the garage door open, they saw that my car was not there, and yet I could not think past the fact that I could not put my car away. When I went inside, they didn't say, "Oh, I'm sorry, let me move the car." That was, I mean, it was literally the last thing they did, to the point where it wasn't anything that they didn't do it at all. And I couldn't talk. That's how angry I was. And the whole time that this was happening, I knew that it was petty and insignificant and stupid. And I knew that I did not want to have these emotions or have these feelings or be angry. But I couldn't help myself. So, and there were a couple other things, but that's in my opinion a really good example of kind of this person I saw myself becoming that I did not want to be. So I knew one of the things, I wanted to be just a happier person. I wanted to be more laid back, more relaxed, more positive. And I say positive and happy, those are kind of interchangeable to me. I didn't want to be overwhelmed with these negative thoughts and anger, and I didn't want that anymore. So it really was at the beginning of December where I kind of just got it in my head, because the way I figure it, you know, I can recognize when those, like the car incident, the parking incident was happening. I can recognize them as they're happening. I think the key is to figure out how to prevent it from happening. And since I can't ensure that this person never stops by the house again, granted, I'm not living there anymore, so it's really not a concern, but, I mean, you get what I'm saying. Since I can't control other people, I have to, you know, figure out ways in myself to preemptively address or prepare myself for situations like that. Anyway, I mean, the point is, though, I really wanted to have a more positive and happy outlook on life, and that also extended to my relationship with Sam, because, I mean, like anybody else, like any other couple, we have our fights, we have our ups, we have our downs, we have our good times, we have our bad times. And one thing that really bothered me was that when we got into a bad time, as much as I knew better, I still let that drag me down. And I didn't want that to happen anymore. We can have our fights, we can have our disagreements, and we can have our different point of views, whatever. We can have the arguments, whatever. But I didn't want that to drag me down, because when it drags me down, I go down. I live my life in extremes, emotionally, and it's something I really hate about myself. But I can't change it, so I'm trying to figure out how to deal with it. And when I'm dragged down by the relationship bullshit, I'm down for the count for a good while, and it takes a while to get over it and get back up. So at the beginning of December, once I kind of sat down and decided enough's enough, I'm going to kind of figure out a way to change some of how this works. I mean, and you know, emotionally, that's one step of it, and kind of how I view things. Yeah, that was one part of it. And at the turn of the new year, I kind of just sat down and looked back at my progress over the past month, and I was like, man, I really have. This is just fucking working. And specifically, relationship issues. There was this one fight that stuck out in my head, and I got my point across. I got my point. It doesn't matter if I got my point out. It doesn't matter if it went across or not. But I got it out, and that was it. I let it go, and I like preemptively knew that I wasn't gonna let this drag me down. I prepared myself, and I was able to get through it pretty cleanly. So when that happened, I was like, you know, I think I'm on the right track here, and I think I'm pretty close to where I'm pretty close to where I want to be. So basically, I'm calling this little project of mine, this very personal, introspective reboot here, conveniently enough, Project Reboot. And like emotionally, the outlook thing, that's one part of it. The other part is that, you know, I want to be a better person, a better rounded person. So one of the things that I really want to be better at is reading. And right now it's been really difficult, but like over the month of December, I took the iPad and I was just reading a lot. I read a couple of books over December, probably more books in December than I've read in the past 2 years. So that's part of it. Music is another thing. It's part of it came from talking with Chris and particular tastes in music, and I was kind of wondering, you know, why do I even have these particular tastes in music? I've never even really sat and listened to these other kinds of music that I don't like. So one thing that I've wanted to do, and I've been able to do a little bit, again, like I said, I just moved, and I'm still in the process of organizing shit and whatnot. So I haven't actually had time for reading, and much reading or music or other things right now, in between the real, So what I wanted to do was kind of just expose myself, just like the reading, start exposing myself to music that I wouldn't otherwise listen to. And I think a perfect example of this, and this is, I did talk about this on the vlog, but Michael Jackson. I've never really listened to any Michael Jackson, and I honestly have no idea why. I've never said that I don't like the music, but I've never listened to it. So that was one of the things that I made an effort. I got like a best of collection or whatever, and I listened to Michael Jackson, and I like it. There are actually a lot of stuff that I really like. Another thing, when I first started this, and forgive me, I'm not gonna. We'll see if I can pull the name up real quickly while I'm talking. There were two just really yeah, here it is. Two really random albums that I downloaded off iTunes when this was first in my head, and I immediately got started on this. First one was blues. Again, you know, something that I never really claim is a favorite genre. Not that I ever say that I don't like it, but I never listened to it. Never took the time to sit and listen to it. And I understand that this doesn't encompass the entire blues genre, but I downloaded an album by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Never heard it before, and I love it. Talk about exposing yourself to something that you've never really listened to before. I mean, I've heard blues before, and to the extent of, you know, what might be in movies or a television show, but never actually sat and listened to an album. And the other one, I really don't know how popular it is, or if anyone knows this or not. It's MGMT. It's a band called MGMT, kind of an alternative rock. Not that we've had this discussion already. I don't know if that's actually it's what iTunes calls it, so take it for what it is. And it's a band that it's a little. I don't know that it really stands out. Certainly not as much as Stevie Ray Vaughan's work, but I think it was really good, and I enjoy listening to it very much. So that's an example of something that it's a genre of music that I certainly do like, but it's not like I go out of my way to listen to anything or listen to anything new for that matter. And that was an example, and it worked out pretty well. So my Project Reboot, as it were, is definitely a multi-prong attack. The core of it is kind of just trying to change the way I view the world and the way I approach things. And then the other part is really trying to make myself a more rounded person, a better person. And now that I'm now that I'm into it, I think what I want, you know, part of that being a better person is, you know, being better to our community, our Krumbine community. Not that I'm really saying I've ever been bad to you guys, but I can be better. So, here I am, in Orlando. I'm a little lonely. Sam is still in Naples. But yeah. We'll be getting back to some more scripted stuff. I want to keep doing these videos. We'll see if I do or not. Project Reboot. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Berto, you should reply to this. Tell me, you post a video response to this. Tell me your thoughts. And Tim and Billo, post video responses. Talk about a project reboot for yourself, if that makes sense, or things you want to change about yourself. And let me know about the wasabi cubes. Check them out. If you've had them before, let me know. If you haven't, go out and find some. This is a very long video for a guy to be sitting and chatting to his webcam. So I apologize that for all the people who appreciate watch the scripted productions and appreciate that aspect of what I do. I apologize, although you probably didn't watch all of this. For everyone else, it's nice, right? I think my hunch is that it's nice sometimes to get to know a person personally, and I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to be this honest on YouTube, and I like it, and I want to keep doing it. So, that being said, probably the most honest thing I can say at this point to everyone who's watched this 28-minute video, thank you, and from the bottom of my heart, seriously, I love you guys. You are my best friends in the world. Stay creative.